Hello, my name is Justin McDonald, and I'll be teaching you how to automate your discipline referrals so that when a teacher will fill out a discipline referral on the Google form, it'll then create docs that look nice and pretty that will then be able to be shared in their files and printed out so that it'll look nicer. So first, what you'll need to do is create a Google form for your discipline referrals. That this is what the teacher will fill out. So whatever you want information on your discipline referrals, put that in there. Your next step will be to click on responses and click on this little green plus here. That'll take you to the Google Sheets. It'll tie this form with a Google Sheets. So this is the Google Sheets that I created from clicking on that green plus. And so all this information here is across the top is what gets populated into that. I then have since added some columns with additional information. So seen by, so the principal will click and you'll say who saw the student, what the principal's actions were, what kind of discipline the student has, how many days they'll be in ISD or lunch detention or suspended or whatever, the start date, the end date to that, whether the ISD room is needed. Notes to teachers will email them and they'll get updates if you fill out anything there, and then additional notes, just what was said or what was done or how an agreement that you and the parent came to or you and the student, just so you have that extra information. So after you put in those other things that you'd like, you'll go into get add-ons and add AutoCrat. Once you have AutoCrat added, you'll click open. Depending on how many or how big your sheets is, it takes longer. It can take some time to load up. So I've already started this one, but we'll go in and edit it and you'll see how I made it. So whatever you want it to be titled as, you click your name of the file or the name of the AutoCrat system. You'll create a template, so you can either get it from your drive or create an example. Let's look at the template that I'm using. So this is a template that I'm using. It has student's name, date, period, grade, all of those information. These little carets with the student's first name in between, this is where it's going to pull and populate that information. So this is saying, put the student's first name in this spot, put the student's last name in this spot, put the date here, the period here. So the writing in between the carets is just saying, populate the information in this spot. So that's the one that I want to use. And then you'll go through and you'll make sure that these line up. When I first did this, today wasn't mapped to anything. So I mapped today with the date so that it's all lined up. So when it sees this little tag is what it's called. So when it sees this tag, it'll know to put the student's first name into that tag area. So what I want the file to be titled, so every time the file gets made, what I want it to be titled. So I want it to be the student's first name with the student's last name, the date, and then the period. You can click this little arrow over here and you can copy these tags. So you can just paste them in here. I want it to be made into a Google Doc instead of a PDF. And I'll just use the classic mode. So where you want the files to end up, where you want the files to go, I put it into a start, which is in my discipline folder. So it's because this is the start of my documents. I don't use this part, so I just skip over that. Set additional merge conditions. We'll be doing this later on my final one. So this is a two-step process. Yes, I want the document to be shared and I want it to email. So as soon as this gets made, it'll email it to that the principal is saying that, hey, you've got this file here. So yes, share it. It's an editable document. Allow the collaborators to reshare, sure. So I put in their email addresses, who I want it to be sent to, the subject of the file, or is the subject of the email. So it's the student's first name, the last name, the date, and the period. And then this is the body of the email. So again, I just put these little tags in there, and then just the other information. And so I'll just pull the information from the sheets and put it right into these little tag areas. Again, I put at the bottom, here's the discipline referral enjoy, so that I'll put a parameter in my email, so every time it sees those wording, it'll then put it in a separate folder, so it'll keep my inbox clear and clean. I want the AutoCrat to run on a trigger, so every time that a form is submitted, it's going to make this document, so that I'll get an email instantly saying, hey, a student had a discipline referral. And then save, and that'll be it.